everyone, and welcome back to our SPSS tutorial. On this video, I'm going to show you how to do some basic explorations and descriptive statistics on the data that you were able to import into your SPSS environment. What you've been shown in the previous two videos were how to download the data, the CCHS data, and also how to import it into the SPSS environment. So basically, like by now you all should have this data editor, and you should be able to see your data. There are two tabs here, data view and variable view. So what you can see under the data view is the details of the data, basically like per each instance or individual data per each survey. What each column represents here is the feature or attribute, the variable, and each row represents a survey. So as you scroll down, you can basically, like per each survey, you can look at these question marks. They mean that the data is not loaded yet. There you go. You can see it. You can see the variables here. So per each survey, like for example survey 353, we can find all the information per each variable. Under the variable view, basically you can see all the details and information for the features or variables or attributes. Basically, like for example, the variable name SMK underscore 005. What does it mean? It means like there's a label here that if you click on it, you can basically it's the description of this variable: type of a smoker, daily, occasionally, not at all. In addition to the description of the variable or the label, we can also find some other useful information, including the type of the variable. If it's basically like if a variable is categorical or numeric, and as you know, like each category is then classified into two subcategories, like nominal or ordinal. Ordinal are the type of categories that they naturally come with an order. Like for example, how much do you like this test? Like good, excellent, not at all. So like there is an order here. But for some other categorical variables such as age, gender, there is no natural order. So in this case, like and the good thing is like the type of the data, like also like there's a symbol attached to it, like as you see, like all this nominal and also the scaling, like you can see a ruler here. The scale it represents basically, the scale comes from a numeric variable, the variable which is like naturally numeric. So in SPSS, like in basically like the survey study, the data has been already processed, so all data are numerics here. But some of them like were categorical variables that been encoded into numerics. And basically, like when it shows nominal, it means that the data were a category. The data was the type of the data was a categorical, and it's been encoded into numerics. But versus like the scale means that the data was a numeric data from the beginning. And under the values, like this column, once we click on it, we can find, for example, like for this categorical variable, all the different categories or values here, like all the way from 1 to 9 here, and then basically what each value represents. Value 1 means daily versus value 9 means not a status. So for our analysis, we use the values, but once we do some explorations and we want to interpret the results, so we need this table to just to find out, like, okay, what does 1 mean here? There is just to show you an example of the numeric variable, a variable which is naturally numeric. For example, this one which shows the number of if I expand it, number of cigarettes smoked each day for daily smokers, and then basically like if you go back, look at the data. So I highlighted here like it scales from 0 to 996, I guess, and the different, like it's a daily count, and so what values shows here is just basically like these four values, they represent, they have their own interpretations, rather than, for example, 996 doesn't mean that the individual is smoked 996 cigarettes per day. Rather, they have a different meaning. So that's what is shown here. So if the values for any values except these values, they show the counts, but these four values, they have a different meaning, which is also very important to know. And last but not least, there's a missing column, and basically like what it shows is which values are missing. For instance, the values between 996 and 999 might be missing in the data set, and so on. Cool. So in this video, as I mentioned, I'm going to show you some basic explorations and descriptive statistics. So for instance, the variable that we just discussed, the numeric one, we can basically, like, let's say that like the number of cigarettes I smoke each day for each individual, and if I go back here like this column, I want to look, okay, what is the mean? What is the standard deviation here? It's very easy. So if I just click on analyze, and then basically like I can click on descriptive statistics, and let's say that I'm just interested in descriptives here, and I choose the variable zero. Oh, as I just mentioned, like there's a symbol, like for example in this case, like I'm interested in this scale variable, so I click on it, and through the symbol I can find it very easily. And so here you can just click on the options. Okay, so I'm interested in, let's say, sum, standard deviations, min, max, variance, and so on. And I click on this. So I had another window, so it's been shown there. So let me move it up. Yeah, so basically like some statistics for this number of cigarettes smoked each day. We can find how many valid, how many missings, the mean, median, the mode, also like some more information, like the basic, like for each valid numeric, what are the frequencies, like how many times people smoked once a day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, and so on. Also, like the good thing is that, like as I just explained, like there are some variables that are like are missing, and also like among those missing variables, if you remember, like those the range 996 something, so you can basically find some information about those missing variables. So this is one, like this is just a very basic descriptive. So in addition to this, we can also do Like for instance, if I go back to the descriptive statistic, last time we picked the descriptives. Here now we, let's say, do frequencies. As for frequencies, like, you know, if I click on this, so these are all different options. Like for example, we can do percentiles. And so for percentiles, like, you know, we can do percentiles, we can do quartiles, and you might wonder, like, okay, what do these mean? So what you can do is like, this is like the documentation page for the SPSS statistics by IBM, and it has all the details and information. For example, like, you know, for the percentiles, like it explains, okay, if you want to do, like, if you want to go with the default, which is like displays the values for the fifth, tenth, so on, until up to 95 95th percentiles, or like what does quartiles mean, or like if you can do custom, and, you know, for example, you can put information into the beans. Yeah, so I highly recommend you to spend some time and explore and browse this documentation page by IBM sorry, for SPSS statistics. So you can also find more information about the visualization, different types of plotting, and a few other options, and which is like which are all very helpful for your analysis. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we will explore different types of analysis.